From culinary queries to cross-border confusion. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 questions you should never ask British people. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we've looked at annoying, awkward, but usually avoidable questions that are often aimed at the British, whether from visiting tourists or fellow Brits. Number 10. Do you live in a castle?
Come on in, you must be worn out.
Don't believe everything you see on Downton Abbey. Not everyone in the UK lives in extreme luxury, nor are we all rich with posh accents. But that doesn't stop the rest of the world believing that we all walk sweeping halls to bedrooms with grand four posters, bathrooms with regal roll-top tubs, and sitting rooms solely designed for afternoon tea and pleasant chit-chat. In fact, the majority of us have local accents, work everyday jobs, and live in modest houses or flats. The escape to the country castle on the hill is but a pipe dream for the majority of the population. So if you ever ask this question and someone answers yes, then you're probably in pretty esteemed company.
I beg your pardon.
Number 9. Is Scotland in England? There are a number of variations here, each as annoying as the last. Wales in Scotland, Scotland in Britain. Aren't the Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland just the same thing? Like with most countries and regions around the world, the British borders have chopped, changed, and blurred throughout history, and home nation's diplomacy does seem to alter from year to year. But the key thing to remember is that they're all separate countries with unique identities.
None of this should be happening, should it?
Any question that implies that being Scottish is the same as being English risks an on-the-spot geography lesson from whoever it is you're speaking to.
So cheer up. It's not the end of the world.
Number 8. Beans on toast? Okay, so this isn't exactly an everyday query, but the general confusion that British menus can cause is pretty hilarious. We Brits are proud of our hearty breakfast options, and the full English is a firm favourite for many. But if you're looking for something quick, easy, and so bloody British it hurts, then beans on toast is the way to go. Only the beanie bready blend often leaves non-Brits scratching their heads, but it's best not to question it. It's a definite case of don't knock it till you've tried it. Number 7. Who do you support?
Who do I support?
Yeah.
West Ham.
Although it's pretty hard to believe otherwise when you consider how much football is shown on British TV, not everyone is a football fan. So asking people which team they support is far from a surefire conversation starter.
Constant, dizzying, 24-hour, year-long, endless football, every kick of it massively mattering to someone, presumably.
And even if you do happen upon a footy supporter who issues a probably passionate pitch for their favourite team, you might still be talking your way into trouble, particularly if you mention a rival of theirs or any team they don't like. Oh, and under no circumstances should you refer to the beautiful game as soccer either.
They're having a laugh today.
Well, they're winning.
Yeah, they're having a laugh.
Number 6. Do you really drink tea every day? A line of questioning which seems particularly popular in America. It often feels like the rest of the world is more obsessed with our apparent tea habits than even we are.
And would you like a cup of tea too, mate?
Nothing closer to my heart than a good cup of British cha.
Which isn't to say that tea isn't a sizable part of British culture, because it is. And yes, lots of us do drink it every day, multiple times a day, but it's really not that big of a deal. It's just tea. And there's more to us than just the tea bags we buy and how much milk we take. There's also the sugar sweetener debate and which biscuits are best for dunking. If anything, our questioners should be less concerned with the quantity we consume and more focused on the fine art of preparing the stuff.
I think I'll have sleepy time. That sounds good to me.
Number 5. What's the weather like?
Why does it always rain on me?
For whatever reason, everyone loves to talk about the Great British weather. But be warned, once you get stuck in a conversation about it, it can go on forever. Get two Brits chin-wagging on whether the weather is too hot, too cold, too humid, or too windy, and you'll feel as though the small talk could spiral for centuries.
What a battle it was! What a storm we endured!
If you're a tourist travelling to Britain for your holidays, then we'd probably advise dodging the topic altogether, unless you'd like a detailed breakdown of the local atmospheric conditions compared to the national average. If that was what you were after, then ask away, and good luck to you. Number 4. Are you Australian?
She said, do you come from a land down under?
It's a surprisingly common query issued to us Brits, and it's nearly always completely wide of the mark. As anyone with even a primary school atlas knows, Australia is nowhere near the UK. Yes, the countries share various links throughout their histories, and they're often pitted against each other in various sporting contests, but quite why the two nations are so regularly confused is a mystery. Some say the accents are similar, but few actual Australians or British people are ever likely to agree with that. Struth. It just doesn't make any sense.
G'day, I'm Kai.
He actually says good day.
Kai, welcome, welcome.
Number 3. Have you met the Queen? The UK isn't the largest in terms of landmass, but it's not so small that we all know everyone else who lives here. And the very vast majority of us have never crossed paths with anyone from the royal family, let alone the Queen. Getting an invite to the palace isn't quite as easy as it's often perceived to be, though there are dedicated fans of the monarchy ready to line the streets for the next stately occasion. But even then, the best you can realistically hope for is a royal wave in your direction. The same goes for British celebs as well. The chances of running into Benedict Cumberbatch, Stephen Fry, Meghan Markle, or the rest are decidedly slim.
I'm afraid I don't know any of the minor royals.
Number 2. Is that near London? In a similar vein, the UK does look like a pretty small place on the map, but there's a lot more to it than just one city.
It's all London, baby. Here we go.
Yes, London is a tourist hotspot and political centre, but we don't all know, or even care, how far away it is from our towns, villages, hamlets and homes. And funnily enough, we don't actually measure our distances by how close something is to the capital. For some Brits, London is hours away, and they may never take a trip there, so the tourist tendency to switch Britain and London as though they're interchangeable feels a little odd for the majority of folks who don't hail from the big smoke.
Oh, very well. As long as I still have that delicious speech about my boyhood in Surrey.
Number 1. Who did you vote for? Politics can be a sensitive subject in a lot of countries, but this question feels especially loaded and quite clumsy whenever it's bandied about Britain. First off, there's the whole keep ourselves to ourselves cultural stereotype, which plenty of us probably do live up to. Second, there's the colossal can of worms that is Brexit. For non-Brits, Brexit probably seems a solid conversation starter, but you could quickly find yourself in the midst of mighty debates. Whether you're Labour, Conservative, Lib Dem or other, who did you vote for is rarely asked lightly. And the answers range from awkward mumbling to impassioned soapbox speeches.
Thought we should get rid of half of the MPs, ideally the top half. Do we really need them all? There are far too many of them. I think tonight they're even electing an MP for Kanye West.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.